Hey, here's the Master Fans. Today we are looking at some more Magic the Gathering bulk one at an auction. This is in a Shadowmoor box. Set one of two, the Shadowmoor block. I never bought any Shadowmoor, so if you know anything about that set, let me know. I'm intrigued. I've got a few cards here that are actually in sleeves, so let's take a look at these. We have Swamp, Mountain, Forest, Swamp, Swamp. Interesting. I don't know why they're in sleeves. Cool. Anybody knows? Let me know. And we've got a bulk pack. This looks like it came out of a box. It's got a token. This might actually just be a pack of tokens, but we're going to go ahead and open it up and see if we get anything interesting here from this little pack. And yep, we were right. It's all tokens. Zombies, warriors, cats, insects, and horse. On the flip side, Adorned and Champion of Wits, Dream Stealer, Earthshaker Kenra, Proven Combatant, Resilient Kendra, Sinuous Striker, Steadfast Sentinel, Sunscourge Champion, Horse, Snake, Insect, Adorned Pouncer. Yep, all tokens. So, interesting token pack. I don't know that I've ever actually seen a token pack like that. So, first for me, probably not for anybody else. All right, so we've got a War Screecher. Teferi's Time Twist. That's actually a nice little card. Uncrop Invader. Primordial Worm. Behemoth. Looks like a lot of commons. A Mana Geode. Love a good Mana Rock. Another cat. Grim Initiate, Martyr, Contentious Plan, Blind Blast, nice little burn card. Death Touch, always nice and green. Vampire, Wall of Runes, Spark Harvest. This is kind of a neat little card. Has some use in Commander. Giant Growth, classic reprint. It's like in every set. Wonder if they're ever going to run out of art for that one. Forced Landing, not bad. Jay's Greeting, actually one of my favorite characters from all of Magic the Gathering. Or Jaya, as I used to call her. I'm not sure which is proper. Let me know in the comments. Proliferate. That could have some use in Commander. Silverwing. Look at the top card of opponent's library. Not exactly the best card in the world, but it could have some utility. Loxodon Sergeant. Spark Reaper. Oh, here we go. Gateway Plaza. Not too bad of a card if you're building a gate-based deck. We got some uncommons from a core set 10 here. And nothing spectacular. Some stuff from War of the Spark, but interesting cards overall. I'm a little bummed this box is kind of ripped to shreds. Wondering if this was a display at a card shop or something. I'm assuming all of these cards in this auction win are just bulk that a card shop had and couldn't get rid of. And that's why they ended up in an auction. Uncommon from Core Set 10. Ooh, here we go. Cold Snap. Not the best card in the world, but I do love Cold Snap. It's one of my favorite sets. Ice Age was a big favorite of mine. Dragon's Claw is a good card. Couple of those. Those are handy to have. Vant Panorama. Not bad. Love a good non-basic land. Mind Rot. Always love this art. Great card. Core Set 11. Good to see it in here. Demon's Horn. Has some utility. Land, token, Inspired Charge. Okay, we've got some interesting cards here. Interesting blend. Crawworm. Why they keep reprinting this, I don't know. But I do like the artwork on that one. Let's see here. See if we turn up anything interesting. I love an enchant land, and this has utility in multiple formats. Flurry of Wings. Not a terrible card. Not a ton of use, but not terrible. Always love to see some equipment. And got some more basic land. Target creature an opponent controls attacks you this turn as if able. Definitely some utility with that. Not a ton. Oh, look at that. Plan. That is a French card as far as I can tell. Montagne. Sylvan Ranger. Great card. Harm's Way, an uncommon. Let's set these down here. All right, picking up here. Runeclaw Bear, Forest, Swamp, Oh, look at that. Duergar Hedge Mage. I don't recognize this set. It's interesting. Cool card, uncommon. Here's another set I don't recognize. This looks like one of those feature sets that's like pre-constructed, but just basic lands. Interesting. Wild size, cool artwork. More basic lands. Esper, Shards of Alara. Some Friday Night Magic tip cards. Tip cards, those are useless, valueless, but they're interesting. Oh, Merfolk Wayfinder, uncommon, but has some utility in Commander. Atvara Scalper, Merfolk Wizard. Oh, we're getting some uncommons, so that's kind of neat. It's always good to see a few of those laying around. I think we went through this stack already. Yep. All right, let's move on to the next little bunch here. Hoping for some more uncommons. That was kind of cool to see. Obelisk of Esper. Nice little mana rock. Some wear on these cards, but nothing too bad. Interesting little druid there. All right, we're kind of getting back into some of the cards I might recognize from back in the day. Another uncommon. Gorger Worm. I thought it was Groger for a second there. Thran Golem. Love this card. Great reprint. Moonring Island. Hey, all right. This is that's a nice little land card. Mountain Cycling. I love the cycling. It's one of my favorites. Love Time Spiral. One of my favorite sets. This looks like it's Magic Core Set 10, but it's not, because that actually had the number 10. I don't know this symbol. I recognize it. I think it's Kamigawa, but I'm not sure. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Core Set 12, Mind Control. Lots of utility for that card on summon, of course. Very, very practical. Angel's Mercy. Used to love this card back in the day. Not a great card, but it's always kind of fun to have to gain 7 life in a standard game. Goblin Artillery. Good card. And some nice uncommons. And now we're getting to Kamigawa. Oh, good. I was thinking there'd be just a huge run of Kamigawa. Hey, all right. Changeling Berserker. Not bad. Petra Hydox. Wondering if we're going to see anything more than an uncommon ever in any of these bulk boxes. Lava Axe. This was like the first Portal card I pulled, and I played it in every red deck I made for a long, long time. Sage Owl, Torch Drake, Palace Guard, Unholy Strength. Another good reprint that they've done a few times over the years. No complaints there. Let's move on. We've got another sleeved card in there. I'm excited to see what that is. I'm going to guess it's probably nothing. Maybe a basic land or something. Vastwood Gorger, Hypnotist, a Mimic. Some shapeshifters in here, so could make a tribal deck with some of this stuff. Another token card. Nurturer Initiate. I love the elves in Magic. There's so many different ones. Quest for Renewal. Great card, great card. Really useful. I've played it in a few different formats. I love multi-kickers. I don't know why. I just do. Hand of Emrakul, an Eldrazi. You don't see too many Eldrazi's in bulk, but that's okay. I don't think that's an expensive Eldrazi. It's a common, so it's nothing amazing, but it's definitely interesting to see. Some token cards from back in the day. Binding Mage, Token, Thrall, Lionheart. Oh, another French card with multi-kicker. Cobra Trap. Safe Passage, Serpent of the Endless Sea. Fun in a mono blue deck. Definitely have played that card before. Fire Breathing, classic. Disorient, interesting. Nature Spiral. This is a fun card and can have some utility in Green Commander. Not bad. Sigil of the Nyan Gods. Not bad for cycling. Could be good if you're running like a token creature deck. Probably not a ton of utility there, but you know, you never know when one might come in handy. I don't rule anything out in Commander. I think I've said before on the channel, I had a lot of Rhystic Studies in my common stack from Prophecy. Never thought it'd be worth anything, never ever played it, and then Commander came along and suddenly each one was worth like $20. In fact, really fun. Goes into the graveyard from the battlefield, you proliferate. That is a great card. That one could have a lot of use in several different variations of Commander. Not bad. Don't sleep on commons and uncommons. A lot of folks are really like, this is all bulk. Why am I wasting my time? Well, you never know when you're going to come across something like Fog, which, everybody has 1,000 of them, but when you need one, can you find one? It's good to have bulk laying around. And sometimes some of these cards have a lot of interesting stuff you can do with them that you might not have thought of until another card comes along that makes it completely relevant. Enchanted Land has Shroud. That's a neat little deal. That's a cool card. Not a ton of use in Commander, because by the time you have 2 mana to suddenly have 4 next turn, it's not going to be a big splash, but it's interesting. Mirror, if you're running a artifact deck, always nice to generate some of those tokens. Token artifacts are always good. Creatures gain Shroud till end of turn. Not bad, not bad. Some interesting stuff here. Let's go ahead and grab through to the next sleeved card. And let's see what the sleeve is. Oh, what do you know? It's a swamp. Awesome. It's not even a special swamp. It's just a 1 penny swamp. My goodness, I don't know why they use these as dividers. I think this is an elf versus goblin deck or something that was pre-constructed back in the day. I seem to remember it vaguely. Kithkin, I know this set. I bought from the set. It's one of the last ones I bought from before I stopped playing for a while. But this is a good card. Shimmering Grotto. Not bad. Hurly Burly. Not bad. Again, we're back to commons, but there's tribal applications in here. I've always been a fan of, if you have enough of a block, to just go back and play what would have been standard block at the time. This is a good one. Leaf Gilder I liked back in the day. This is probably the last time I played much of Friday Night Magic, and it was a fun block to play. Good card. Actually, this is good if you have a Scry base deck. Says you can kind of guess / know what your next card is going to be. Nice little mana rock. Well, not exactly a mana rock, but nice little mana search card there. Lots of them these days that you can do that same thing with, but again, if you're running an artifact deck, it comes in handy. Goblin Warpaint. I don't know why. I've always liked those goblin cards. They're nothing special, but they're interesting. Marble Chalice. This is a fun one. You can build an interesting infinite combo with this in several ways, but I love infinite combos, but I don't like playing against them, mostly because I want to be the one with them. But what do you do? Mold Adder. I played that card more than I want to admit, and you know what? It always tended to work out for me. Rise from the Grave. I love that card. I also like the game Altered Beast. Got a Bramble Creeper. I'm going to leave that upside down so somebody complains in the comments. Deadly Recluse. Death Touch with Reach. I loved that card for several reasons. You can probably guess why. Endure. Not bad. Vampire Siphon Life. I like it. Retrace. You can play it from the graveyard by discarding a land card in addition to its other costs. Interesting. You could do a few different things with that to give that some utility. I'm loving the Core Set 10. I do like seeing these older cards, and I'm kind of a sucker for core sets. I do like 7th edition. That's probably my favorite. I think I bought the most of that. It's definitely where the most expensive card I own comes from. I wish I could say it comes from beta, or alpha, but that's just never going to be the case sorry everyone, for everybody who plays Magic. You are not going to find that Black Lotus. Swamp, Mountain, a little bit bummed. None of these are rares or mythics, but I have a feeling everything that I got in this giant box It's going to be commons and uncommons. Again, doesn't mean they're bad cards. Don't sleep, because you might find something worth having. Gust Skimmer, you never know when you might run into a random skull clamp that's just hiding, that somebody tucked in the bulk so nobody would notice. Ooh, let's see here. I got another multicolor card. Jund Panorama. Ah, a colorless and then search non-basic. I like that. Obelisk of Bant again. Metallurgian. That's kind of a cool name. Cool artwork. Lightning Talons. Counter Squall. Counter target non-creature spell and you deal 2 damage. That's not bad for 2. Blue-black is a fun... I love playing Bruise, which is what I call it. I know there's a proper name for it in Magic now, but I don't remember what it is, and you're not going to be able to teach me. And look, somebody decided to put a torch slinger into a sleeve. Why? I have no idea. But here we are. All right, let's go to this Mind Control, Divination, Mind Rot, Jackal Familiar, Awakener Druid, Ignite Disorder, Goblin Ruin Blaster. I love Kicker. I don't know why. It's a mechanic I've always been into. Multi-kicker, Kicker. They're always fun. Bant Sojourners, Lava Axe. Look, don't sleep on burn decks, and Lava Axe has utility. 5 for 5. Sounds stupid, but more often than not, folks don't expect it. Another Lava Axe, Bloodshot Trainee, Naya Sojourners, Dragon Soul Knight. Anytime you have a 5-color cost on a mono-color card, I'm always interested in what that's going to make it. Gains Flying Trample and becomes a 7/5. Why not just give it 5/5? I don't know. That seems a little odd. This is cool. Again, 5-color utility, Spore Burst. Anytime you're playing Saprolings, don't sleep on the ability to make more Saprolings. Doesn't matter how. All right, we've got a Japanese card here. And it's Hoshirimawaru Shinryuku? I'm not sure. My pronunciation's terrible. I apologize. I did not rehearse that. This is live and in living color. Interesting card. I'd like to know what it is. It's probably nothing amazing. Paragon of Amisha, again, 5-color cost. Interesting, always. Really not something you're going to use. Plain cycling, you're just going to cycle that. You're never going to do anything. Return target multicolor card from your graveyard to your hand. I like it. Definitely has some utility out there. Not a lot, but you could use it. Interesting cards. Nothing, again, nothing amazing. Untap Soliton for 1. Excommunicate. Love these designs on Time Spiral. Cadaver Imps. Venerated Teachers. Sky Watcher Adept. Level Up. That's a mechanic they went away from, and I don't hate that they did because it's weird. Regress. Jwari Scuttler. Fleeting Distraction. Okay, so nothing too amazing. Repel the Darkness is... I've used it before. Enchantment Destroyer. Anything that's a disenchant is always good, no matter how much it costs. Prophetic Prism. I love this card. I've used it many times. All right, cool. So some interesting cards. I mean, nothing I'm going to shake and be like, I got to see if this is worth sending in to get graded. But, you know, it's also nothing to just be like, this is a total waste of money. And it wasn't, maybe, but nothing has screamed at me. And look, an empty case. I mean, that right there has got to be at least a penny. All right, Grixis Grimblade. I like the name. Artwork's kind of cool. Creepy, but cool. Piranha Marsh. Love it. Dragon Whelp. Dragons are always good. Centaur Courser. What is this? Gray Pelt Refuge. Comes in tapped, gain a life, and green or white. Not bad. Horned Turtle. Pacifism. Classic. Classic artwork, too. Tendrils of Corruption. Another French card. Zendikon de Vaspois. It's an enchantment for lands, and it turns it into a 6/4 green elemental creature. And I believe it gets Landwalk of some kind? I'm not sure. Sangreat Backlash, Corrupt, Classic, Urza, and Euthanist. I should probably read the card before I try to say it out loud. Death Touch, Explanation. Some more of these nonsense cards that you should really just throw away. But they're kind of cool to see years later, to be honest. I still have some boxes from years ago that, I don't know, maybe it's a nostalgia thing. I like looking at them. All right, Bountiful Harvest. That's, I mean, come on now. That's a good card. Demon's Horn, again. Another Japanese card or 2 or 3. Another level up mechanic. Zulaport Enforcer. I don't know. I'm not fond of that mechanic. Perish the Thought. Sapseep Forest. Not bad. Those are always nice. Puncture Bolt. Interesting. Rattleblaze Scarecrow. Has Persist as long as you control a black creature. Okay, so it comes back to life a couple of times. Interesting. I am not very familiar with that mechanic. Okay. Soul Manipulation, Stormcaller's Boon. Hey, a Viashino Weaponsmith. Look at that. The centering on this is terrible. But I liked the Viashino back in the day. That's cool to see. Hey, Titania's Boon. All right. Centering on this is actually pretty good. That's a great card. That might actually be a little bit more expensive than the rest of these uncommons. Kraken's Eye, that's a good card. Definitely have seen that played in Commander before. Certainly a lot of blue control decks in Commander and mill decks, so that, if you get it into play, can make a big, big difference. Of course, most of the time you're losing the game in 3 turns. All right, Momentary Blink. I like that card, love that set. God Toucher. Veteran Swordsmith, Rupture Spire, Standard, Rock's Bodyguard, Creekwood Ghoul, Blood Seeker. Oh, look, a mountain in a sleeve. Oop. What's behind the mountain in the sleeve? Anything? No, nothing. Tangle Sap, Creatures Without Trample. Oof. What if you play Overrun? Grim Discovery, not bad. Viashino Skeleton, love that they brought that back. Duress, always a great card. A Worm. Deaf Duelist, Centaur Courser, Scarecrow, Grim Discoveries, Disentomb. Ah, okay. I like that. I have not actually seen that card. I probably should have, but I've never seen it before. All right, next up. Flamewave Invoker. Interesting. Well, let's set these down here. All right, got Island. We've got a couple of Japanese cards. I believe this is an instant of some kind. I'm not sure. We can always look that up later. Got a Defender, Reinforced Bulwark. We are back. I believe these are Kamigawa, if I'm not mistaken. Naturalize, good. Flame Slash, Gift of the Deity, Wretched Banquet, Esper Cormorants, double negative. Counter up to 2 target spells for 3. What a deal. Vampire Lacerator. Wow. Interesting. Beast Hunt. Asha's Favor. Rupture Spire. Vectis Agents. Not bad. Not bad. Refuges are good. World Wake. Okay, interesting commons. All right, we're getting to the end of the box here. Ice Cage, Divine Offering, Rally the Forces, Shell Skulkin. Mirrored and Pure or New Phyrexia. Hey, look at that. The first core set, 8th edition. I think they called it Core Set 8th. Maybe it was just 8th edition. But boy, it's getting back there now. I think the best thing in this box so far might be that Urza's block card. Mountains, lots of them. Steel-clad serpent, fire-breathing, biting tether, assassinate. Like that card. Skulking Knight, Psychotic Episode, Mana Skimmer. Come on, give me something good from Time Spiral. I like Mind Stab. Good card. I like the suspend mechanic and the flashback mechanic. Underrated. Undying Rage, also underrated. And last batch here, Sage Owl. Got some mountains. Not Vine Mystic. Cool. I like that. Bountiful Harvest. Angel's Feather. I think we've got all of those mana rocks now so far. Sky, Ruined Drake, Pillarfield Ox, another Vampire, Azorius First Wing. Like that card. Tangling Vines, Basic Lands, Hand of Emrakul. You may sacrifice 4 Eldrazi spawn rather than paying its mana cost. 7/7 with Annihilator 1. Cool. Unholy Strength, Ignite Disorder, Bog Wraith. Cancel! Counterspell. Well, counterspell for 3, I guess. Bunch of these Eldrazi in here. And nothing amazing. Couple of non-basic lands. So that is our box. Hope you enjoyed.